And if you heard me yesterday, I wanted to set up today's segment because we have talked a lot on this program about the fentanyl crisis, the opioid crisis, and what we're doing as far as whether it's patients, we should be asking for something else. We're concerned about addictions. You know the conversations we've had. Well, then I thought, why don't we expand on this topic and talk about treating pain? And are we quick to go to a drug? Are we quick to get a prescription as opposed to maybe some alternatives? And in the last couple of weeks, I've had a slight injury. You know, it's probably more commonly known as tennis elbow, but some of you would know that I synchronize swim. And in synchronized swimming, you do a motion with your arms, and it's in a support skull. So you're going back and forth, where your elbow is the lever. And it's a repetitive motion. And I sometimes find I get a pain in my elbow. And so we have Amphy Calma from the Alberta Laser Rehabilitation Center with us this afternoon. Hello, Amphy. And you're going to have to be nice and loud because yes, we are going to make sure that everyone can hear us nice and clearly. And I wanted to bring Amphy on. For the last couple of weeks, she has been treating me at her laser rehabilitation center. And first of all, when I even considered this, I thought, laser, really? But I have found over the last couple of weeks, I'm not dealing with as much pain. And so I thought, why don't we, this half hour, talk about laser treatment, but in the next half hour, I need you to text. You can do it now as well, any questions you'll have for Amphy. Or I'm curious if you've dealt with pain, either short-term pain, chronic pain. Have you found some alternatives to medication, to drugs? 403-974-8255. Okay, there's the setup. Amphy, how does laser treatment work?
Well, laser therapy is the use of superluminous diodes that enhance healing on the area being treated. For example, in your case, it's your elbow. You have inflammation there, and the cells being compromised by that injury is being enhanced by that photon energy that the laser is giving you. In short term, it just produces your natural chemical in your body that enhance healing, and long term, you're not going to have your elbow pain.
Good. I still need my elbow, but I don't want the pain. How long have you been using lasers for rehabilitation?
For my own personal experience, I've been using this for 13 years, and at the clinic, we're heading to our 10th year.
A little bit of background. You're also a physiotherapist.
Yes, I'm a foreign-trained physiotherapist.
And so are you using your physiotherapy and the laser as a complement?
Yes.
Or do you have to have both, or you could just have the laser without physiotherapy?
It complements to one another. And here in Alberta, in Canada, I'm a registered massage therapist too. And like, for example, for you, if you have tightening of that muscles that create the tendinitis, I have to put on my RMT, which is the registered massage therapist training, to help you release that muscles. And laser therapy will help that also to decrease that inflammation.
And the reason I'm sorry, Amphy, the reason I said that is because could someone go just to a laser clinic and you wouldn't have to have the massage, or this helps with the healing to have the massage, the physiotherapy, and the laser treatment?
Yes, it depends on the condition. And normally we combine it with the soft tissue release, and at the end of their program, like for example for you, if you're going to be end of that program, we give strengthening or stretching exercises so that you're not going to develop that kind of problem again. You have to just to eliminate not to have that kind of injury again.
Right, so there's the rehabilitation,
yes,
and I'm going to continue to swim, so you want to make sure that I don't have that elbow injury again or that elbow pain again. I'm talking about an elbow.
Yes.
You've been doing this, you say, for over 10 years. What kind of treatments or conditions do people come into the clinic with?
We have treated a lot of medical chronic pain, acute pain, low back pain, knee pain, shoulder pain. These are our normal life in our clinic that we see plantar fasciitis. People's like, what is that? And it's a pain at the bottom of your foot.
Oh, if you've got plantar fasciitis, you know what it is. But people
Yes,
who don't, yes,
right.
it's definitely a pain.
And
so even the laser treatment has been helpful for that.
Definitely, and that's one of the very first injury that I treated for myself is plantar fasciitis. Like, I said, oh, is this really going to work? At me, new in the technology, and I treated myself with that, and it was just amazing.
I'm going to make you talk and work at the same time, just because in this half hour, I want to make sure I actually get a treatment in. So Amphy has brought in her laser machine. And did you say this is a Canadian company?
Yes, it's being manufactured in Toronto, and it's Meditech International, and proud to say it's a Canadian made. And
okay, right now, for anyone listening on the radio, Amphy is twisting my arm from the elbow down, and you do this, I mean, I think every couple of days or 3 times a week I've been doing this treatment. And you hit a point, the first treatment a couple of weeks ago, I pretty much jumped out of the chair. It was so painful.
Yes.
You're hitting it now, and it's not as painful. So what exactly are you pushing on there?
And what I'm looking there is your trigger point of that specific muscle that causing your tendinitis. And releasing that, it will enhance again that healing combination with the laser therapy. And oftentimes people will ask, patient will ask, you're not pushing hard anymore. But because the muscle has released itself, so you don't feel that trigger points anymore.
Right.
And you can even like compare that for the very first week I'm treating you, and
yeah, so you're pushing the same spot you would have pushed on a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So you're doing this, and then once you're trying to release that.
Yes.
So that then you're going to strap on the
laser.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to get back to some of the other things that you treat, because it's not all about tennis elbows.
Yes.
Would you say, and I think of a lot of people dealing with back pain.
Yes.
Would you deal with back pain a lot?
A lot. At the clinic, maybe we are having like almost 60% of our patients are low back pain, chronic pain, and these are degeneration or disc degeneration, arthritis, or an injury from sports. So everybody has different types of pain, and chronic pain, low back pain, and yeah, it's...
Do you think some people, I mean, even probably listening, are saying, really, a laser is going to fix my pain, especially if I've lived with chronic back pain?
Yes, we see a lot of that, especially if they consider this as a new technology, but laser therapy has been in the world since 1966, founded by a gentleman, a doctor in Budapest, Hungary, and he just developed everything there, and it's been in the business, it's been in the market for 25 years, specifically the machines that we use.
Right.
So like over 2 million treatments already have been administered worldwide. There's skepticism there, but these are people that they have tried everything, but when they tried the treatment, they said, hey, it's just worth it.
Well, and if you've tried everything, so right now, Amphy is putting on, okay, what is this band?
This is the first stage of the treatment.
All right.
You're going to come with 3 stages of the treatment, just like at the clinic. This is the first stage. If I'm going to turn this thing on, you'll see the red light.
Right.
And this is very superficial in penetration. It has different effects on the superficial layer of that particular part of the body that we're being treated.
Right.
And after several minutes, 8 minutes, it will stop. It will convert into an infrared laser, which means it's deeper in penetration, but unfortunately, you don't see the light because in the spectrum of light, that's the invisible light already.
The infrared.
Yes.
And so then I think, yeah, you really are ripping me off.
Yes,
in fact,
and that's why I tell patients.
All right, let's take a break here. 403-974-8255. I want to hear your stories of coping with pain, what you have done, and if you have any questions about laser treatment, rehabilitation treatment. I want to touch on some of the other conditions. Fibromyalgia, that's a really common condition that people live with and deal with pain. Amphy's got some stories about that as well. 403-974-8255. I'm Angela Kokott. We are also live on Facebook, and we're back after this.
Go, Stamps, go.
Touchdown! Terry Williams just has great speed.
News Talk 770 and Global Calgary are teaming up for another 5 years with our Calgary Stampeders on the field and in the community. Proudly partnered for 26 years strong. You know him as Mr. Calgary. Now, Gord Gillies is hosting the morning news weekdays 5:30 to 9:30 a.m. only on News Talk 770.
Country 105.
My t-shirt right there, your head.
Today's country.
Might have a little dirt on my boots.
The newest songs by the hottest stars.
Driving with my eyes closed. M-O-V-E. I love it, yeah, I love that beat.
Where Calgary gets its country.
It ain't cool till you wear the new on.
Today's country.
Don't you feel it coming on back now?
Country 105.
Go Stamps Go!
Touchdown! Terry Williams just has great speed.
News Talk 770 and Global Calgary are teaming up for another 5 years with our Calgary Stampeders on the field and in the community. Proudly partnered for 26 years strong. You know him as Mr. Calgary. Now, Gord Gillies is hosting the morning news weekdays 5:30 to 9:30 a.m. only on News Talk 770.
Country 105.
My t-shirt right there, your head.
Today's country.
Might have a little dirt on my boots.
The newest songs by the hottest stars.
Driving with my eyes closed. M-O-V-E. I love it, yeah, I love it when you get that beat.
Where Calgary gets its country.
It ain't cool till you wear the new on.
Today's country.
Don't you feel it coming on back now?
Country 105.
Go Stamps Go!
Touchdown! Terry Williams just has great speed.
News Talk 770 and Global Calgary are teaming up for another 5 years with our Calgary Stampeders on the field and in the community. Proudly partnered for 26 years strong. You know him as Mr. Calgary. Now, Gord Gillies is hosting the morning news weekdays 5:30 to 9:30 a.m. only on News Talk 770.
Country 105.
My t-shirt right there, your head.
Today's country.
Might have a little dirt on my boots.
The newest songs by the hottest stars.
Driving with my eyes closed. M-O-V-E. I love it, yeah, I love it when you get that beat.
Where Calgary gets its country.
It ain't cool till you wear the new on.
Today's country.
Don't you feel it coming on back now?
Country 105.
Go Stamps Go!
Touchdown! Terry Williams just has great speed.
News Talk 770 and Global Calgary are teaming up for another 5 years with our Calgary Stampeders on the field and in the community. Proudly partnered for 26 years strong. You know him as Mr. Calgary. Now, Gord Gillies is hosting the morning news weekdays 5:30 to 9:30 a.m. only on News Talk 770.
Country 105.
My t-shirt right there, your head.
Today's country.
Might have a little dirt on my boots.
The newest songs by the hottest stars.
Driving with my eyes closed. M-O-V-E. I love it, yeah, I love it when you get that beat.
Where Calgary gets its country.
It ain't cool till you wear the new on.
Today's country.
Don't you feel it coming on back now?
Country 105.
Go Stamps Go!
Touchdown! Terry Williams just has great speed.
News Talk 770 and Global Calgary are teaming up for another 5 years with our Calgary Stampeders on the field and in the community. Proudly partnered for 26 years strong. You know him as Mr. Calgary. Now, Gord Gillies is hosting the morning news weekdays 5:30 to 9:30 a.m. only on News Talk 770.
Country 105.
My t-shirt right there, your head.
Today's
Hi,
country.
Angela Kokott. You're listening to Calgary Today on News Talk 770. Listening to it, and you could also be watching it on our Facebook page because Amphy Calma is with the Alberta Laser Rehabilitation Centre, and she is doing laser treatment on my so-called tennis elbow. And I wanted to bring in Amphy to get a treatment, but more importantly, because we talk so much about pain and how we deal with pain. And sadly, a lot of people, doctors prescribe opioids. And in some cases it works. In some cases it can lead to an addiction. It can lead to fentanyl abuse. We know those stories are out there. But I just thought this was an opportunity maybe to even have you share your pain stories, how you've coped with pain, and at the same time find out a little bit more about laser treatment. I still have a couple of more minutes here, don't I, on this first level? Is that right, Amphy?
2 more minutes, yes.
Okay, 2 more minutes. Amphy, one person says, if I ignore the pain in my elbow and just power through my workday, can this lead to arthritis?
Yes, It is, but before that, it may lead to tearing of that particular muscles attached to that bone, and then you're going to develop that arthritis.
Because you're
And
powering through and you're trying to
through.
ignore the pain. The pain is actually your body's way of telling you there's a problem here.
And the pain is a symptom that there's something wrong, and you have to address that wrong where you're feeling the pain, and that's what the laser therapy is all about, is to track the root cause of the problem and heal that, so you will not have complication after complication, which we see in our new patients that, oh, I've been here with five months, and then 5 years after, they still have the same problem, but chronic and more complication.
Someone's got a good question. And when it comes to the cost, is it covered by Alberta Health? If not, how much do the treatments cost?
Alberta Healthcare doesn't cover this type of treatment, unfortunately, but our treatment varies depending on the area that we are treating. It could cost around $85 to $120 per treatment, per session.
And then how many treatments are there? I mean, obviously it would depend on the pain and the
Yes.
situation, but what would be an average treatment run?
Yes, clinically, 8 to 10 to 12 treatments is the average for a condition that we're treating, but again, depending to the severity of the problem, but an average.
Now that's Alberta Health, but do some group insurance plans cover it? Because you mentioned you're a registered massage therapist.
Yes.
Is that
because-
one way?
Yes, that's one way because of my training. And then again, the combination that I do with the treatment, you can get reimbursed under this type of treatment
Right.
if you have a massage therapy coverage.
There's
And-
the beep. That's the
yeah,
beep. So
that's
that was the
beep.
8 minutes. Now what happens?
Now
is
it's
it going?
automatically went to infrared.
All right. So I no longer see a color
Yes.
because, as you said, on the spectrum, light spectrum, you're not seeing infrared. So this will continue for how long?
This will be a 14-minute treatment.
Okay, 14 minutes.
14 minutes.
You actually should do a mobile service. You could come to someone's house. They don't have to come to you. Another one here says, let's see, this laser stuff is likely, as effective as laser hair treatments. It stimulates the follicles to grow again. I mean, they're talking about laser
Yes.
because this is rehabilitation of muscles and stuff, but we see laser for cosmetic reasons as well.
Actually, at our clinic, I have a friend and a couple of patients that I've tried it because they have the thinning of the hair, and knowing all the training that I have and about the laser therapy, and I tried it. Actually, it induces hair growth.
Hair growth, it
and,
does.
And a fine, thin hair, and it's just amazingly, you could enhance that by using this.
The person, though, goes on to say CBD, THC, asking about pain treatment. So looking at cannabis, it helps me with nerve damage. And we know now with medical marijuana, people are looking to that for pain options as well. And that's what I was looking for. Let's see here. Yeah, someone says, I'm spending a lot of money on orthotics already. But, orthotics, that could be, sometimes you have orthotics for your shoes and your foot pain, and you may not be addressing the real pain too. So, I mean, that would be the question. Let's see here. Yeah, someone else says, Ange, I live in pain. I just got approved for AISH. What a relief. And that's, of course, the Alberta Assisted Income. Help me out with the S and the H. But yeah, there are people who live with pain. Here's the other one. Headaches. Did you say you treat people who have chronic headaches?
Yes, headaches is one of the very rewarding cases that we treat at the clinic. We have quite a bit of patients that have headaches, and they have tried everything. And I myself is a victim of the headache migraine. I've been suffering for 4 or 5 years. I've been to the headache clinic and getting all the medication until I tried the laser therapy and combination of the muscle work on my neck area, and I never had headache after that.
Do you think some people are a little nervous about laser treatment on their head?
Yes, because they think it's laser, but it's light therapy. If you'll be able to even search for it, laser therapy's other name is light therapy or cold laser. And it's non-invasive, non-thermal, and there's no carcinogen effect, and it's just safe. Even a 2-year-old could have laser therapy after, even a 99-year-old could have laser therapy.
When you mentioned research, another place to go to is Amphy's website, albertalaserrehab.ca, and there will be lots of questions that will probably answered there as well. One texter says, The laser is really good for breaking down coagulated blood from injuries. I dislocated my shoulder several years ago, tore the muscle quite badly. The laser treatments broke down the coagulated blood, which is then easier for the body to dissipate it. Does that make sense to you?
That's true. It enhances that healing again, the ATP production, ADP, and these are the natural chemical of your body that enhance bone growth, soft tissue, muscle energy, and it's just magical if you're going to look at it.
Someone says, "Hi, Amphy, remember me? Laser worked great. I now use legal cannabis, CBD. Oil works fantastic too. No euphoric THC. Check it out. Cheers, DAG." I don't know, I think it's DAG. So Amphy's pretty good at remembering all her patients. Maybe, does DAG sound familiar to you if it's DAG? Dag, thank you very much for that one. And another one, when I'm talking about how you deal with pain, I used a compression arm sleeve to deal with my tennis elbow, brought on from building an addition, swinging a hammer. The compression looked after the issue in a week or two. The sleeve cost less than $50. And I mean, that person, because I also had my elbow issue when I was renovating my basement and having to swing the big, heavy sledgehammer. And that was a few years back when I originally had that and had another type of treatment. So the compression arm sleeve worked for that person. Hopefully you don't have the injury again.
Yes.
We got to take a break here. Amphy, I know I have another little bit of a treatment. Can you hang around? Okay, so let's take a break for news. Continue to send your text, 403-974-8255. We are talking about pain alternatives, what you deal with and where you find relief. I'm Angela Kokott. You're listening to Calgary Today on News Talk 770.
Go Stamps Go!
Touchdown! Terry Williams just has great speed.
News Talk 770 and Global Calgary are teaming up for another 5 years with our Calgary Stampeders on the field and in the community. Proudly partnered for 26 years strong.